Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about malachite. And this crystal's nuts. It's crazier than moldavite, so stay tuned to this video. This crystal's nuts. It's crazy. It's cuckoo. For those who can master its energy, it will work in your favor. It will work for you. It will do things no other crystal can do. This crystal is nuts. This crystal, I'm going to emphasize the point of this crystal being cuckoo. This crystal has its own brain. It feels like, especially malachite from the Congo, and it holds certain ancestral energy as well. It's just, this crystal's nuts. This crystal's cuckoo. I'm going to emphasize that several different times. This crystal, you have to be 100% balanced when you wear malachite. There's no wearing malachite and not being balanced. Because I do say the cautions of wearing certain crystals such as obsidian and malachite, but there's some good sides to it. Like in my obsidian video, people are like, I don't want to wear obsidian anymore. Well, it's good for you to know about the sides that you have to know about in order for you to reach the light. So, because some people will sell a crystal, yeah, just wear malachite when you go out. No. And you have to wear it on the right chakra too. If you wear it below your waist, or if you wear it below, I would not put malachite in your pockets ever as a stone, ever. Ever. You'll feel ungrounded. That you flat out ungrounded. You'll feel like you're just going crazy, going insane. Malachite is vicious. It's a protection crystal. It's a wealth and abundance crystal. It's an astral protection crystal. It's an otherworldly crystal. It's a transformation crystal. And how do you know when a crystal's main? And green crystals are the highest frequency crystals. The heart chakra is the highest frequency chakra in the body, even as seen in the medical field, which, disclaimer, this is a spiritual video, so I'm only teaching spiritual stuff. But malachite, when you see those lines, those twists, those turns, holy cow. Malachite, I'm going to spin it for a second. It's like a tornado. It's like a tornado. Malachite is literally, it whips and it whirls and it grabs and it drags and it spins. The closest thing to because I always like to say the herb that it belongs to and the crystal. So there's mallow leaves. I believe it's in Greece. Mallow leaves, which have actually the same properties as malachite. And there's something I'm going to teach in this video that you're not ever going to find online anywhere. It's very sacred information. Malachite. This crystal, let's talk about some good qualities of malachite, because I told you how crazy it is. And it will get darker as this video goes on, but I use the sun as my to pace my videos, so I'm making sure I get all the information as efficiently as I can to you guys. But this crystal has hand energy, like flat out hand energy. It grabs and it rips, and this crystal's nuts. Like, for example, if there's someone astral traveling to you and they don't, this is a real thing in the 21st century. I seem to be the only YouTuber or TikToker, etc. talking about this, but there's people who know how to move around the astral realm, and they'll do really bad things. They'll spy on you, spiritually sleep with you, they'll attack you, they'll look in your house, some people have entire plans to your house simply because they astral travel into your home so many times. Like, this is not okay. So malachite is actually a kind of like, it has dragon energy. And I'm going to say something very sacred in this video, because this information, some of the new information on malachite was given to me last night in a vision and in an astral journey. But malachite is literally, it will grab and rip any financial blockages away. It shreds it. So if there's financial blockages you're facing, it literally takes like a sledgehammer and smacks it, rips it, it claws it, it takes every tool in the shed and just rips open the gates to financial abundance so that you may prosper. If there's people who are taking advantage of you, if there's people who are doing you wrong, backstabbing you, those people will be spun like a tornado and hit by the energies of malachite. It will literally do everything to someone to be able to protect you from them. This crystal is very good for love. So let's just say if you're someone who, and this is the biggest problem in people's love lives, is because they're not transformed enough people to be able to receive love. So this crystal literally puts you through what you have to go through. But when you're outside, once you get through what malachite has to put you through, it's like you're on top of it. It's like you're on top of your game. So I'm gonna use an example. Mercury retrograde hits people very hard. But for those people who are just They just flat out know Mercury retrograde is coming around. So like, okay, cool. This comes around this many times a year, and I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just not gonna worry about Mercury retrograde. So those people who succeed the most use it to their advantage. It's like, oh, cool, Mercury retrograde is coming. I have my energy together. Everyone who's trying to compete with me, everyone who's a competition, etc. When Mercury retrograde hits those people, it filters them out. So it puts certain people ahead. Same thing with Malachite. Malachite is a transformative crystal. This crystal's all about wild and crazy transformation. And why do I say it's more crazy than Moldavite? It's because Moldavite will stop. Once you're on your life's path, once you're on your journey, once you're where you need to be, Moldavite will stop being as crazy as it needs to be. Malachite just gets crazier. This is a crystal of evolution. It has a high copper content in the crystal, so it's very intense on more than just a spiritual level. You'll have to Google that information online because I'm a spiritual teacher. I don't teach that information on here. Disclaimer, spiritual video. Malachite is, when I say it's nuts, it does random things. It's a random crystal. It's like a person. This crystal's like a person. It literally has its own mind. This crystal thinks for itself. I believe when God made this crystal, it's basically a crystal that challenges us to grow. So whatever obstacles, etc. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're wearing Malachite and you go to cause an argument, it will go after you. If you're wearing Malachite and you're not causing an argument and you're not doing anything wrong, it'll go after the other person. And it goes cuckoo. Like, one thing people will notice when they wear Malachite is they'll notice that they'll get into more arguments or fights if they're not 100% balanced. But on the other hand, if someone is completely balanced and they're wearing Malachite, it makes everyone happier. Any kind of blockages, any kind of energy that someone's feeling that might just be blocking them, it rips that away. So it makes people happier. It brings a whole bunch of light into people's lives. It holds the green ray in it. So the green ray basically contains pure healing, like amplified healing. It's just like, for example, when you go out into nature and you hear the birds chirping, you're hearing all these different sounds of nature, and it just gets intense. So does Malachite when it comes to your healing. This is a very healing gemstone, but I would not jump to this gemstone for the first thing you need for healing unless you need something ripped out. So it depends. This is a warrior's crystal. This is a warrior's gemstone. So like obsidian, Malachite will rip things out. It's like, get this out of here. Sometimes people after working with Malachite will just be like, what's happening? So I suggest the nicest way to calm Malachite down is by using rose quartz with the Malachite, but that doesn't promise it does not promise it calms it down. The most crazy thing you can ever do is wear Moldavite with Malachite. You better wear every single grounding crystal after that, and you better have anklets, you better have a belt, you better have a grounding crown from FloridaStormland.com, which I'm coming up with crowns soon. But you gotta be careful of Malachite. Malachite's nuts. But once you master Malachite, then everyone else who's trying to do stuff behind your back, anything that's in your way has to be careful. So this crystal grabs abundance. So it scratches, and it basically has an energy to ambush. And this is gonna get kind of crazy. It has ambush energy spiritually. So anyone who's plotting behind you spiritually, it'll let someone get away to a certain point to where it waits for someone to expose themselves. Like, so let's just say someone's doing something wrong, but they're not in a position to get themselves caught. Malachite will calmly wait for someone to be in the spotlight, be in the light, and then it exposes, boom, and everyone sees it, and it has its own mind. It's like Malachite is a person. People have the name Malachi. Let me talk about Malo. So this is some sacred information that I said I would share. I'm not going to go too much into this, but in the astral realm, this is kind of the, you want to talk about crazy, this is the loopy part of the video for some people, but this is super interesting. In the astral realm, there is, some people might have already seen this. Some people's guys might already seen this. You might have seen this in a dream. It's an actual thing. There's a dragon, literally a dragon in the astral realm called a Mallow dragon, and it literally has the same stripes as Malachite. It has the same exact stripes as Malachite. Now you have to keep in mind, this crystal is wild. It's insane. It's nuts. So anyone, absolutely anyone who's doing anything bad will get basically dragged by this gemstone. Now I'm gonna put my windows up because there's random people showing up. Yeah. So anyone who tries to cause you trouble when wearing malachite, they'll get dragged illegally, they'll get dragged spiritually, they'll get dragged emotionally. So anyone trying to mess with you will just get spiritually erased. Now, and malachite's just an exciting energy, so I wouldn't wear this crystal if you're around someone who gets crazy, because it'll make them crazier. I would not keep this crystal around if you're not ready for things to go crazier. This crystal is so intense. This crystal is so lively. This crystal is so full of energy to the point where you really, really, really don't want to be around malachite if you're not in the right vibration. Okay, yeah. As I talk about malachite, it's getting kind of crazy around here. Like, this is because I channel the energy of malachite as I talk about malachite. So now there's a woman in front of me screaming at people and the kids. Now someone's calling the cops, but I literally channel, if you don't believe me, I don't want to point the video on people, but I don't want to roll down the video either, if you want to hear it. Okay, so, and yeah, Florida Stone Man turns into a soldier, so if I have to fight for someone in the right, I will. I'm Floridian, so I'm a warrior. So that's exact, if you see me paying attention to my surroundings, Florida can get crazy. So, let's talk back more about malachite, because I'm watching this situation go on. Malachite makes things crazy. So, as I'm channeling the energies of malachite, I'm going to teach a secret about malachite, because certain troublemakers trying to harass a woman they just left. Okay, cool. And yeah, I'm paying attention. This is one of those YouTube videos. It's okay. I'm recording.
Thank you very much.
No worries. You're good. Okay, they just took off running. Well, they'll get caught. They're gonna get caught, don't worry. No worries. Okay, putting up my windows now. You know, that's exactly, when I say I channel the energy of malachite, I'm not gonna stop recording this video because this crystal is literally Jumanji. It's just like, ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. And this crystal can literally, for people who are trying to harass you, and I just literally watched what the energies of malachite did. Someone who's getting harassed, you just focus into the energies of malachite. Focus on what the malachite does. And people, you'll see in their eyes just go, and it looks like they're having I can't say the words on here. It looks like they're having a conniption, like a certain set of conditions happen to them. I can't reveal what malachite does fully because this is YouTube, but let's just say people, when they're wearing malachite and people trying to mess with them, it starts getting crazy. Your enemies, they'll start acting up and they'll have to leave. They'll have to leave on more than a spiritual level. So as vaguely as I could say that, maybe that's good for me to add into the video. And yeah, like I said, I'm always watching out for other people. This is one of those videos where I'm talking about malachite. I'm channeling the energies of malachite and you get to see what malachite does. So malachite will literally just channel justice. So if someone who has crime energy in them is around you, it's gonna make it come out right there. It's gonna make it amplified. So what is, there's a moth flying around in my windshield now. This is one of those videos. So malachite just, it's nuts. It's like, so it emphasizes stuff, it releases stuff, it makes stuff happen, it gets your enemies out. So it will basically show you all enemies. Even if you walk by someone who does stuff behind the scenes and they're trying to sneak around you, malachite will pull that out of them on the spot so they get caught. For example, people harassing people laying down on benches or sitting on benches, or because this is the beach, so people are like literally have their beach chairs and they're laying down on the ground and stuff like that. So if something in someone is like that, if that person has criminal energy inside of them, it'll be ripped out and then put on the spot for basically something to see it. So you guys get to see that in this video. It's not very often that happens. When I say it's Florida and I'm always looking around in my videos, it's because stuff like that could happen. But if your energy, is like pumping at home because you can feel what's going on. Malachite's cuckoo. But what happens after what Malachite has to do? I mean, what happens after it does what it has to do? Then you reap rewards. What happens when you defeat the dragon in a video game? You claim all the gold and all the prizes. So this energy of this crystal will literally rip everything to the surface. It will literally bring everything to light and give you nothing but abundance, nothing but protection, but you're going to be protected. God made this crystal a very wildfire and very crazy crystal, as you see in this video, because like I said in every video, I'm tapping into the energy, so the energy is being put into my surroundings. So don't wear Malachite out unless you're fully balanced. It's one of the best trauma releasing stones. And if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. This is why I don't tell people to wear Malachite very often. On the upside, if you're wearing Malachite and your balance and your environment is good, then guess what? It's going to protect your environment, it's going to clean your environment, and it's going to make sure nothing bad happens in your environment, or if anything that is sneakily bad that is around, it's going to amplify and release it, just like obsidian, but crazier. This is a really cool video. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. I have the world's best Malachite on floridastoneman.com. The best Malachite. The best Malachite ever. The darker Malachite's better than the lighter Malachite. That's a secret as well. But if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.